Welcome back to Les Schwab Tire Center's Outdoor GPS. It's time for Owin's Field Report, sponsored by Les Schwab Tire Centers.
So this week, it's really all about what this weather is going to do, right? It's October. Tons of fishing opportunities right now. Obviously, hunting opportunities, which is what my mind is focused on. But lots of great fishing opportunities. But everything from, say, today, being the 19th of October, by the time the end of this week rolls around, we could have a couple of inches rain that show up. And we'll find out from Peyton here in just a little bit on what that's really going to look like. But that's going to change everything. From the bays to the tributaries, up and down the coast in particular, those are all going to change. Some for the better, some for not the better. Is that really a thing? I don't think it's a thing. But at the very least, if you have targeted fall Chinook in October, first week or so of November, you need to start making some plans. Myself personally, my plan here in the next 2 weeks is to probably pull the drift boat out and start focusing on some of those opportunities for that late season fall Chinook on tribs, if it actually happens, right? Before it closes down that first, I believe it's the 1st of December for a number of different systems. Some of them stay open. Make sure you follow along and keep track of what areas that you fish actually stay open. But what happens today, what's going to happen this upcoming week, everything's going to really change. If you were going to go out this week and go try to get yourself a fall Chinook, it's going to be along the coast, obviously. Columbia is still producing silvers. Dave's got a pretty good report from yesterday that we'll get to later on when we have him on talking about that. So if you want to still focus on the Columbia below Bonneville, you have good options to target silvers. If you're going to go above Bonneville, that's where the best reports for me, at least, have been coming from the guys that I know that are actually fishing, have been successful. But a lot of this is going to change depending on how much rain we have. And to be selfish, me being selfish, I'm hoping the rain starts and doesn't stop for about a month. But that's just me. All right, let's take a quick look at the fish counts. We're going to drop the Willamette after this weekend, but you can see the really, what would you call these numbers, Dave, as a professional, looking at them now that it's the end of really counting numbers going over the falls? 33,000 springers, 19,000 coho, 9,000 steelhead. What would you say for that for a year?
Average?
Holy, man, he's optimistic. He said average. I'm saying terrible, bro. I mean, that's brutal. That's brutal. I mean, really it is. It's just being a Willamette angler all my life, 33,000 total over the falls. I remember seeing numbers years and years and years ago that were 6 digits. And you remember those days as well. Oh, absolutely. Anyway, so yeah, that's the end of that. But we will continue to have the numbers for Bonneville for a little while, mainly because I just want to watch what the coho numbers continue to do. Just an incredible silver fishery this year on the saltwater, through the tributaries, of course, the tidewater areas all up and down the coast, and of course on the main stem Columbia. But I'd really like to just kind of follow along with what's going on there. And the steelhead numbers, again, this is all winding down now, and it has been for a while. 154,000, that 10-year average, this is great to see that. Hopefully that just continues going into 26, 27, maybe get some better opportunities for summer steelhead on the other side of the state. So it is a good thing. Like I mentioned yesterday, some of the reports coming from the Clearwater. I've got a couple buddies that are there now. They're actually hunting, but did do some steelhead fishing. That's very interesting over there right now. So anyway, there you go. Those are their fish counts going over. There are some good silver opportunities on the Columbia still up above and below Bonneville. River levels, we're going to start swapping these out a little bit too, I believe. I think we'll probably drop Bonneville at some point. Probably even the Willamette, Ryan. We'll have to talk about it and see what makes sense. But you can see here, at the end of the week, starting in that Friday area, Saturday, it is expected to start making a little bit of a bounce. Really, the only pressure out there right now are folks that are trying to encounter silvers either below or above the falls. But the next fishery on the Willamette is definitely different. It's going to be sturgeon. And actually, you're heavily into the sturgeon fishing. Maybe we'll talk with Dave a little bit about that as well. But don't forget about that. Catch and release sturgeon fishery on the Willamette can be absolutely phenomenal. And there's hardly ever anybody out there. I mean, there's so underutilized and a great time to go out, spend a little bit of time catching some fish, barbecuing, whatever. Sturgeon fishing is an absolute ball. I miss it. All right, take a look at Vancouver. This is still really weird. They have not updated that. The gauge itself must be out, but they're still making the forecast. It is forecasted for a very small bounce. I'd like to see that go up about 5 feet. But again, that's just me being selfish. Bonneville, very stable. Taking a look at the smaller tributaries, let's see what they're going to do. My home river is now going to become jet boatable. Now that actually makes me a little bit, you have a lot of experience on the Clackamas. Do you still think there's going to be some silvers coming through with that big shot? Yeah. Okay, so I mean, we got some stuff to look forward to. Drift boating, if you're a jet boat guy, you know, some of these rivers that you can do that on, these are going to change a little bit here going forward. Wilson's going to get up to 5. Okay, things really will start to change here. Yeah, things are really going to start. Yep, they absolutely. Look at the Silettes, same thing. This is that freshet that, you know, you hear all the old timers, and I guess maybe I'm an old timer now, I guess. A freshet, a shot of fresh water, a bunch of stink that gets into the tidewater areas, into the bays. That's going to draw, I mean, a lot of the fish, if not all of them, up into those tributaries. Remember, it's the middle of October, and a shot of water like that. This is all great stuff. For everybody that calls themselves a river angler, tributary person, drift boater, bank angler, whatever, you need to get your stuff ready to go. Just saying, things are going to change really, really, really quickly. Procure, don't forget to send Jason at procure.com an email. And oh, by the way, you heard me rant a little bit yesterday. Forgive me for that. I don't do a lot of ranting like I used to do. I guess I'm getting older in my old age. But it was very serious. People actually think this is a scam. Believe it or not, dude. It's just the most hilarious thing. We had several people on our Facebook page yesterday that chimed in and said, hey, I've won. You can say my name if you want. So once you send them, it's once a week. You have to send your email to them each week to be entered in. And somebody absolutely does win that prize pack each week. It's a thing, Dave. It's a thing. All right, let's check in with Peyton Major and find out what this weather's going to do. This morning, Peyton, I actually heard you use the term atmospheric river. Yes. Okay? And for us outdoors people, when we hear that term, our ears just perk up, our eyes get bright. You know, we're hoping that might actually come true.
Yeah, I mean, 'tis the season. Wet season climatologically starts October 15th. So we're in it, and things are really going to get fun next week. First, let's talk about yesterday to today. The rain arrived shortly after 7, 8 o'clock for most of us. So this was just in a few hours. Got a good ½ inch of rain at Portland and Vancouver. A lot of us around 1/3 of an inch. And then today, since midnight, could see a lot of us around 1/4 of an inch. So great rain so far. We'll take it. Less than an inch in Portland so far. Probably going to get a little more. Here's that front we've been tracking. You can see it is still kind of lingering to our east. However, the back end of it is what's bringing us these scattered showers. Pretty wet all over the metro. Beaverton stretching down even to Oregon City and Milwaukee. Woodburn down into Kaiser and Salem. And the heaviest showers now right over the Coast Range and going to slowly move in to the I-5 corridor area shortly. So beware. It is going to be a showery day on and off throughout the day. No particular time will be soaking or dry, but just keep your eyes to the sky. I do want to talk about the potential impacts, not only wind and heavy rain, just localized. I mean, we're not really going to see any flooding concerns because those river levels are low as of now, and the gorge is windy. But landspout and funnel clouds are possible today. So we have a low risk, but last week we actually saw 2 reports, one of a funnel cloud, one of a microburst in Washington. Same pattern today. So really make sure you're keeping your eyes to the sky. Here's what we're watching. Series of systems. One Friday, another one Saturday, a third one next Sunday. Strong wind possible. And, and you'll love to see this. Forecast rain right now. This is just our extended European model. That red is 2 inches. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know. It is several days out. Okay, 7-day forecast. Thursday's when that atmospheric river arrives, stretching down from Hawaii, and that means that's going to be our first kind of initial blast of moisture. And then as we get into the weekend, I mean, I probably will boost rain totals Friday, Saturday. It's just looking downright wet. Also a little breezy Friday along the coast. I don't think we're going to have a significant windstorm. Like I said yesterday, that threat has decreased from the last 24 hours, Owen. but definitely a little breezy Friday along the coastline.
Very interesting. That's all good. I mean, for us, for outdoors folks, we love this. This is really changing the season and really turning the page to what we look forward to each and every year in the fall, going into the wintertime. As always, though, Peyton, we appreciate the insight.
Of course.
That's a good one. I mean, I get the question all the time, why do you always ask for so much water? Why do you want so much water during this time of the year? Well, because I need to float a boat, okay? And right now, lots of the areas that I would love to float a boat I could walk on dry land currently. So yeah, so it's a little selfishness as a waterfowler. We need water. That's why they call them waterfowl kind of thing. We'll be back with Dave Ing from Fishing Products and Fishing Guide Service in just a handful of minutes, so don't go anywhere. We got a lot left for you here on Outdoor GPS. We'll be right back.
Outdoor GPS is brought to you by Hawken Fishing, Perfection in Fishing Gear, Ocean and the Saltwater Sport Fishing Show, and by Haxton's Canvas and Upholstery, the trusted name of the Pacific Northwest.